Hello everybody, my name is Anthony, and welcome to a game called 80 Days, a game where you have to go around the world in 80 days. The game came out sometime in probably September or October last year. I had played it a little bit, back when it came out. It kind of interested me, and I thought, why not like take another look at it? So, we will just kind of continue on. There is no music, I'll add some in post, but for some reason the game doesn't actually have any music in it, which is a little bit odd. I'm not too sure why. But London, 1872. I've entered into the service of a new gentleman. It would seem he is a gambling man. I don't really know why there's no music. It seems a little bit odd. I mean, there's like sound effects when you enter cities and stuff and talk to people, but there is no music. It's just silent. It's very, very. I don't know why. It just is. Script by Meg, PC and Mac edition by Ben Nicholson. And who's it all written by? I think it shows right here. Next slide. I've actually never read the book. I think they made it into a movie as well. Did they make it into a movie? I know there was a Looney Tunes cartoon version of it. There might have been a movie as well. Actually, there we go. Jules Verne. He's the one who wrote the novel. So here we are in London, where it all begins. We shall begin. Monsieur Phileas Fogg returned home early from the Reform Club in a newfangled steam carriage. Besides, I helped him down. And the iron lunch steam-driven horse clattered away. By the way, this game's entirely text. It's kind of like a visual novel in a sense, but I guess with more interactivity than what I would be used to. Passport, he said. We are going around the world. Around the world, monsieur? Yeah, we'll ask this one. Around the world, monsieur? I asked, utterly astonished. We shall circumnavigate the globe within 80 days. He was quite calm as he proposed a wild scheme. We leave for Paris at 8:25 in an hour. I am not prepared, I said, Wretch quickly trying to organize the list of necessary items to pack. Then do it now! Pack an altimeter and an evening jacket. There will not be a moment to waste. You? Apparently that's my name, is Passport. Passeport out. I'm just gonna say Passport because that's just a lot easier. Now have fun, your character is now steadfast. New routes discovered, so we can go to Paris right now. Quick, Passport, collect our things and we will be off. Okay, so let's pack. We'll get an evening jacket. I mean, one thing we can do, also, I do want to turn in that volume. I mean, it doesn't make a difference to you watching, but it makes a huge difference to me because it's incredibly loud. So let's see, we got a European shipping time, so we can see basically where things are going, so that makes sense. We can altimeter, and you do get bonuses if you collect certain things. You can see right here, part of the Englishman's wardrobe set 2 out of 3 owned. So if we collect this, we have the entirety of the Englishman wardrobe set. So we can have that. Humorous. Okay. Some of this stuff valuable in Vienna, Paris. So we want to take the wax cylinder so we can sell it when we get to Paris and make a little bit of money off of it. Pocket altimeter. Yeah, I mean, I think we're fine. We got this. We have an evening jacket, European shipping timetable, and a wax cylinder. So that should be good. And now we can see basically new routes have been discovered. That means getting the timetable kind of shows us where things are leaving and to when. And all that good stuff. So you can go see Venice, Athens, Izmir, Stockholm to Helsinki. Actually, we're going to St. Petersburg and Warsaw. But that's fine. We're going to Paris right now, so we don't really have a lot of time. So yeah, so we will embark. Express to Paris embarking. Now, we can have one suitcase, and it's a good thing we only have one suitcase on us, so we'll ride this metal horse. Is there a way to speed this up? I don't remember. Yes, there is. Okay. The mechanical horses race past. Piccadilly Circus and Palmater faster than a team of thoroughbreds. Even so, whistle 825 was blowing as we pulled up to Charing Cross Station. We have no tickets, I exclaimed. We don't, I exclaimed in horror. That does not signify, Monsieur Fogg remarked over his shoulder as he hurried towards the platform. We must not miss the train. I'm just gonna follow him. If he gets kicked off, I'll get kicked off too. It's fine. I rushed after him as we leapt aboard. Just another train whistle pierced the air. A guard raised his thick brows to us as we settled into a nearby compartment. He said, "Tickets, please." We are in a great hurry, I explained, giving him a breaching look. We don't have time to buy tickets. You may purchase that for me, though it is more expensive, I'm afraid. £85, please. That's really, in 1872, £85, I'm pretty sure is like thousands of dollars, but I'll hand him the £85. I'm fine. We afford 4,000. I handed him the £85 and smiled a thin smile from one working man to another. Guard gave us the tickets and slid. So I guess the card said that guards liked it. So I wonder if we took the cards, he would give us a better discount. I'm not too sure. Okay, so your funds have gone down somewhat. So your character is now presentable. Wonderful. So once again, we'll speed up time. I think I have to hold that down. London's smog gave way to rolling hills and pastures of the Kentish countryside, still untouched by the hand of technological advancement. Mr. Fogg, I read a paper. Let's see. Yeah, no, I want to know while we're going around the world. You see, passport, he said. I made a wager that we can circumnavigate the globe in no more than 80 days. How large is the wager? 20,000 pounds, my master replied coolly. 20,000 pounds, I repeated in a strange tone. He turned to his paper, perhaps overtaxed by grueling duration. The guard rapped on the door. I mean, 20,000 pounds is a lot. We started off with 4,000. That's only 5 times more than we started with. So, guard rapped on our door a few miles before Dover. You're about to submerge, he said. Takes people quite funny, so watch out. What do you mean submerge? This is the London to Paris. So the train goes underwater. Explained to a particularly dim-witted child. Wow. Submersible train. Is this a real thing? I don't think it is. So this is the Mer train, I exclaimed. He made a face. Bloody journalists and their silly names, he muttered. Every inch of her has been examined and stapled with the artificial seal. Okay. I cannot help but shiver. Yeah, sure, let's go underwater. That sounds fun. I pressed my face to the window glass as the fins above. Okay, Night fell, we plunged past the end of the track in the freezing water of the English Channel. So now we're underwater. Well, those kind of speed things up. We can take a screenshot, so I don't really see. I don't know really what the benefit of that is. The amphitrite plowed through the water overnight and splashed up gauge water over the French tracks of Calais as dawn broke. Do you have a route in mind? I don't think he does. I'm going to take a guess. I asked as the water channel dried from the compartment windows. I've yet undecided, my master admitted. A new canal sped up shipping from Suez to Bombay, so perhaps we could take the Trans-Siberian Railway across Russia. Why would you want to go across Siberia? It is cold and grim, and I have a particular fear of bears. Then we would do well to buy furs, he replied, refraining from rolling his eyes. There are alternatives. We can travel over land or across the Black and Caspian Seas. Which is fastest? That is a good question. That is kind of our whole point. I believe he said we shall put that to the test. Well, thanks for basically giving us no information whatsoever. We arrived at Paris-Gare du Nord just about 1 o'clock. I mean, it's 4 a.m., but that's beside the point. Automation porters lifted our luggage, and then our persons onto the platform and along, delicately, fragile iron arms. Paris, the city of my heart. I was home, but not to stay. I mean, it is 4. So let's see if we can go to Suez. I'm assuming to Bombay. We're going to go to Jeddah first. Go to Aden. And then to Bombay. I mean, that looks like a pretty good route. If you ask me. Then Moscow. To wherever the hell. Edinburgh? Omsk? Irkutsk? I can't really pronounce Russian names. But let's take a quick look. We can... No, I'm fine. I'm fine right now. We're only on day 2, so we have all the time in the world. So we can go through Siberia. I think Bombay would maybe be slightly faster, but this, I mean, it goes down, and there's no cities up here. You can see where the cities are. So I guess you go from here to, like, Japan, and then sail to California, I would assume. I mean, I don't know really what it means by going around the world in 80 days. We could just... We have to, like, we want, like, this around like that. That's not really circumnavigating, because that's not a full rotation of the Earth, but, that's fine. So let's go to Paris, because that's where we are right now. We'll go to the market. You can see right now we can sell this for 470 pounds, so we've already made more money than we started off with. Traveling coat, wine is valuable in Berlin, and I do like looking at what's actually worthwhile, so let's take wine. We'll buy another suitcase as well. If it's only 10 pounds, then I think it's fine. Warsaw. Traveling coat is part of the Gentleman Traveler set. We don't need anything else there. So let's back off. We can go to the bank. Well, let's explore. Explore in Paris for a few hours. See what's good. New routes have been discovered. I do want to go to Berlin, because we did buy a wine that's very, very valuable in Berlin. We have a few hours to spare, I asked Monsieur Fogg if I might enjoy a city before we leave. Indeed. Okay. Let's head into town. I talked on the streets, and one thing, an enormous, elegant oval stadium, structured upon the green fields of Camp de Mars, containing technological marvels, arts, amusement parks, and milling crowds of the World's Fair of 1872. Okay. My city still wore scars of last year's siege. I ventured inside. I was certain Monsieur Frog did not intend for me. You know what? The city is still worn from last year's siege. As did I. Paris, the French, had surrendered to the Prussian army after 4.5 months of grim blood-soaked resistance in the Franco-Prussian War. Now the World's Fair was intended to reassure the country's citizens and the world. Also, that the City of Light was still the great capital of the world. I did not doubt that. I was somewhat... I could not afford to lose myself in the huge exposition, so I enjoyed a brief cup of coffee and then returned to my master armed with some options for the next leg of the journey. The clock is ticking! Passport. We must decide on the next step quickly. Okay, so I think we want to go to Berlin. I think we can either go to Amsterdam, Berlin, I'm pretty sure, or Munich, Berlin. Well, there's a train this way, and a train's generally better. See, this is a car. We can only have one, briefcase. So that doesn't really seem like it'd be helping us too much. Going to Munich will allow us... Oh, that only lets us 1 as well. Nice lets us 5, but then we can't really go to Berlin. And I got something else that I think was selling in Warsaw and Munich. Was it Munich, actually? If it's Munich, then I still think we might want to go there. Okay. Fantastic. We won't be charged for going on this train ride. So tomorrow at 6 a.m., we'll go into Paris. We will take a quick sleep. We will pass the night. Wait until 6 in the morning. We took a hotel for the night. It will be comfortable here, Monsieur Frog, but traveling overnight will often be more efficient. So we should board the longest journey available. Perhaps, he replied. Short answer indicating, I think that one-day journeys might be more flexible in the timing. Okay. We're already on day 3. We've only got into one city. So let's depart. For Munich, even though we're only allowed 1... Okay, we spent £50 to get more luggage. That's fine. I think the thing we bought was worth a lot more, so it should still be worth it. Boarding the Orient Express was an altogether calmer affair than our race through London had been. Mechanical porters loaded us through the windows, then snapped them shut with a delicate click. The train was very beautiful. It was very fast. You know what? It is very fast. We want to get, as far as possible, as quickly as possible. The train was extremely fast and could sweep us across the whole Europe, or at least as far as the Deutsche Kaiserreich, where the track certainly ceased. At last long whistle blew. Our journey began eastward. Let's go. My master wished to... how come I can never read? My master wished to be undisturbed as we left Paris. I left him and went to explore the train. There was a delightful dining car, an observation deck. Okay, well, I did attend the dining car because I am starving. I found a few people groups of talking quietly. I sat with a young composer, heading to Vienna for a concert by the great steam orchestra there. But he spoke very little but melody, harmony, and the progression of chords. I had an interest in music, but not understanding, and so most of his words were lost on me. More interesting, however, were his remarks upon the political situation there. My uncle warned me not to play an instrument myself while within city walls. It is apparently forbidden. But why? He shook his head and smiled a quick smile. Perhaps they are tired of foreign musicians showing up their own great composers. He left a short while later, following a pair of chattering Parisian ladies in the observation deck as to watch the stars come out. I returned to Monsieur Fogg, who, to my surprise, looked up from his paper to me. What did you learn? He inquired. Nothing. I didn't. I learned about music. He tottered. Really, Passport? You must do better than that. You're not doing anything. You're not doing a single thing by reading a newspaper. Don't be mad at me. Because I'm not learning information on a train. You are my valet. Okay, yeah, whatever. We arrived in Munich a few hours later. I mean, it's more like an hour later. We should sleep here and explore more in the morning. Fine, we'll sleep here. As I had previously noted, the Franco-Prussian War had concluded a year previously. Just my French accent was a disadvantage. Thus, I flaunted my French accent. Here in the Victor City, I had no interest in colluding other sensibilities. That is, until concierge in our hotel deliberately dropped my mug of coffee on my lap. Quite a sensitive moment for poor passport. I took the insult with dignity. I made sure... Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be an asshole about it. I made sure to spill a glass of Merlot. I don't know how it's actually pronounced. The man stiffened, but did not criticize my clumsiness, returning a moment later in fresh whites and carrying a new glass, which somehow he contrived splashed in my face. Should I stab him? Let's try it. I accidentally pushed my steak knife into the man's arm, drawing a minor amount of blood. A moment later, he turned about and brought a carafe of water with a sharp contact with my left temple. Okay, yeah, now I'm done. I saw Mr. Fogg relax. We're now steadfast. Let's explore Munich. I don't know when the shop's open. Okay, yeah, I want to go to Berlin. We do have that wine that's worth quite a lot. There was a light in Munich. The sky was shrouded in steam and oil fumes from tractors and hydraulic excavators in the streets. A place of industry, then. Then whose citizens wore dark clothes to protect their finery from the suits. Okay. I brushed a few specks of dirt from my collar, absentmindedly, far more intrigued by the gleaming machines marking the city skyline. Rumor had it this was all done by the Bavarian king. But the spectacle was more interesting than the patronage. But doesn't matter who makes machines, when the machines themselves are still wondrous. Must we look to the creator's hand before gleaming marvel? I said nothing, because I'm pretty sure he does not care in the slightest. Your character's now old-fashioned. How do I see what my character is? I don't know who the hell this person is. Settings, overview. Anyway, let's go to the market. I think we had something here that's worth money, right? No, we're not in Budapest. I can see here, worth 2,300 in Berlin, worth 83 pounds here, so it's definitely not worth taking. Well, if we're going to Budapest, I think at some point we'll just buy the magnifying glass, apples. I mean, if we can take it, we might as well. There's really no reason not to. Berlin to Warsaw. Munich was... No, Budapest is here. I mean, I do want to go to Budapest at some point. But I think we need to go to Berlin first. So let's go to Berlin. Arrives today. Let's embark. Okay, we can have 4 suitcases, uncomfortable conditions, and the open road. This promises to be a bothersome route, but the English wardrobe should soften things a little. So it's going to take 5 off of our health. I mean, we've never really had to worry about health at this point, but it will take 5 off. We cross from Munich to Berlin in a patched-up steam carriage. The smoke pumped out of the back through a tall iron chimney, leaving the soot-smuggled wake, which trailed behind us like a flag. Our driver could not stop talking about his father. Yeah, sure, I don't know why he's talking about his father, but that's fine. Who was an engine driver, and who must have been promoted. The Kaiser has merged all the state railways into the Reichswehr, he told us proudly. You must have the most efficient system in all of Europe. Sounds like an excellent option. I ignored him. I looked out the window. Because I don't care about these damn Germans. Looked out the little window, little farmsteads with cattle brides, coal sheds, and roving automatic tractors digging up the fields. Let's go to Berlin. We were on the outskirts of Berlin when a shadow fell over the steam carriage. Gustav blanched, and crossed himself, taking his hands from the wheel. I looked up, expecting rain. But the sight he greeted almost defied description. An Ottoman Gayet-class airship hung up directly above the steam carriage, low enough that I could see a red jacket woman swinging. From the like what you choose, I'm pretty sure probably affects what happens. Like, if you pick the pirate thing, then they probably are going to, you know, do pirate stuff, but... A red jacket woman swinging from the trailing rope ladder. With a wild... Okay, they are still a pirate. 2 mechanical claws dropping out. No, let's... Drive, go away. Get... I don't want to be raided by pirates. Especially ones in, like, a balloon. Drive, Christoph, I shouted urgently, but with our suitcases on the roof, there was no way to achieve enough acceleration. No, I'm not throwing... I need the suitcases. We were hoisted upwards. Christoph prayers grew louder and more desperate. Monsieur Fogg merely looked out the window as we were hauled into the deck of the pirate airship. You've been abducted, monsieur. I guess by pirates. Indeed, passport, he replied. Two muscular crew members pulled us out of the carriage and onto the deck as a red-jacketed woman climbing over the side nimbly. She examined us with dark-eyed intensity before breaking into laughter. An Englishman, a Frenchman, and a Bavarian, she shouted. It's like the beginning of a terrible joke. Why have you abducted us? I am Bihai Beat Kasim, and this is my ship, the Canavar. I have little interest in your passengers. All I want is part of your steam carriage. You know what? And why? An engine part? Why do you want a simple? Why don't you simply buy one? We are pirates, exclaimed Kasim, replied in wonderment as the crew fell down to laughter. Really, you were too precious. I decided to try to chum the captain into helping us. Surely she would appreciate the spirit of adventure. You're traveling around the world, I announced, and her luck sharpened. Are you indeed? Her hand slipped into her pocket. I have something that he's delivering to Artificer de Solomon in Istanbul. Indeed we will, I said enthusiastically. Never mind that we had been heading north. Captain Kasim seemed to weigh me up in the moment and headed... Okay. Taking 2 minutes of pouring, she sucked on a breath. I nodded seriously. Okay, well, we'll go to Istanbul then. What could an airship pirate and a famed artificer of Suleiman possibly have in common? I spent an interrogation I conducted in uneasy silence until finally the Canavar dropped us a short distance outside Berlin, having no further use for us. A rather inconvenient way to travel. Okay. Your relationship with Fogg has deteriorated slightly. Your character is now presentable. Do I still have my 2 suitcases? I really hope so. I really hope so. We lost our 4 HP, but that's fine. Yeah, we do have stuff that's worth money here, so we will sleep until morning. Got a little bit of our health back. We stayed a night in the Hotel Adolf on Ute de Liden, the main boulevard of the central mid-district. From the window, Brandenburg Gate was lit, upturned glass lamps. I went on a late-night stroll along the avenue, past a group of people drinking at low tables. I sat down beside a pair of ladies who were both trying to outdrink each other. I joined their game. A foolhardy move for one accustomed to the Pite Cognict, and not the Grand Pinay? I don't know how to speak words. When I returned to Monsieur Fogg, I had somewhat less than steady stable. We're now our relationship with him has deteriorated slightly, but that's fine. So the market opens at 7 a.m. We could just wait until 7. Here, be in timetable? Well, I don't know why we'd really need that. Oh, it's also valuable here. Okay. If it is in yellow, that means it's actually worth money. So, we're up to 6,300 pounds. Lapis eyes, we're 5,300 in Moscow. That is quite a bit. Magnifying glass, St. Petersburg. I have no idea where the hell that is. Let's buy European timetable, or Caribbean timetable. I think we're going to sell it right away if we want to. Anyway, Houston, that's fine. New Orleans to... I mean, it's good to have these routes just in case we need them in the future, but... And then I'm just going to go to the market. I'm just going to sell these, because I don't think we need them anymore. I think as soon as you get the routes, you're basically done there. But I do think that this is going to end 80 days. If you would like to see more, always remember to leave a comment, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And if you've enjoyed, like I just said, remember to thumbs up, subscribe if you want to see more, and goodbye.